Can anybody hear me? Um, I thought it wasn't connecting. I don't know. Can anybody hear me? Um, Let me use my other phone. Please use the chat option. I'm trying my best to be as loud as possible. Please comment if you can hear me so we can begin. Okay. Good evening, guys. So today is a weekly market analysis, as we all agree. Okay, okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So we'll be analyzing people which are mainly dollar index, that's DXY as you guys know, and Euro USD, GBP USD, um, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. I just believe you guys can hear me clearly. Well, I'll review the live. I'll have to watch it again and see how it went through. Any fault or any error that occurred, I'll have to make sure that I fix it before our next live, which is next Sunday. Okay, so on this weekly market analysis, the last time I did market analysis, I posted on, I did it through Zoom, and I uploaded it here. Only two people watched, and I was lucky, I was lucky that everything played out, because normally it's not easy to give probabilities and analyze markets for everything to just come in place, like everything just playing out all at once, right? So I was lucky, everything just played out on Nasdaq, on USD, everything getting played out, right? Okay, so we'll be talking about uh, market analysis today and what to be expecting for this week, right? Okay, so we'll start from DXY. This is weekly chart, right? So first, I outlined this before that I still want to see price reach out for this imbalance which will cause a very, very deep, like most pairs will be retreating, but they'll be on a very sell momentum, like very strong sell momentum. If DXY or dollar index should go for this imbalance, right? If not, everything will still be increasing. Okay, so we go down to the daily chart. Let's keep below to the daily chart. Now, I know mostly I deal with three things. You guys that been following me for some time now, that I deal with three things, which is mainly price heading for short side liquidity or buy side liquidity or rebalancing or leaving imbalance. Okay, so I want to look at and make sure all these imbalances are in check. Right. Okay, so this short side liquidity is my target. I wanted price to time in for this short side liquidity on the previous live analysis, and it did, But I cannot take this as my liquidity sweep. No, I will not do that. What I'm looking for here is price reaching out for this imbalance, but where is it likely to stop? We have an inverse volume imbalance. That's it right there. So we have an inverse volume imbalance, and this volume imbalance will act as the resistance for price to come back. I'm still looking for price to sell to take out. This is now at equal lows, right? These are equal lows, and you can see clearly where price took out buy side liquidity. Price took out buy side liquidity here, aiming forward buy side liquidity. But as it broke this low here, we see price retracing to where we have an imbalance here, and we also have an inverse volume imbalance here. So I want to see price trade back to this volume imbalance for this coming new week before heading below. And what does this say to Euro USD, GBP USD, and other pairs? For Euro USD, Nasdaq, and GBP USD, also BTC, any pair that has dollars at the end is a dollar code pair. So it does everything dollar does inversely. If dollar is increasing, it will be decreasing. Euro USD, Nasdaq, and everything will be decreasing. If dollar is decreasing, it quotes pairs to be what? Increasing. Okay. So if dollar is to trade into this volume imbalance and aim for this total liquidity, this is my total liquidity now. That means most of its quote pairs, you want to be looking for buy opportunities there because dollar is about to depreciate to this total liquidity, right? Okay, so that's what I'm expecting for dollars. You can see otherwise, but this is my short-term bias I want to see for this week, right? So let's go to Euro USD. So first, I'll start from the weekly chart. Okay, I'm having people say my voice is echoing. I don't know why. Um, like I said, I'm going to have to listen to this live and try to fix whatever issues I'm having with sound. Okay. So on Euro USD, starting from the weekly time frame, I have this perfect volume imbalance here, very perfect, and price should likely trade into it. Remember, we are looking for more declining in dollars. That means Euro USD will have to what increase if dollar is declining. And where is it likely increasing to? So I want to see this week. I want to see price pushing into this volume imbalance for this week, right? I want to see price pushing into the volume imbalance for this week. And our daily bias, go to the daily time frame. So if price is going to push above to that to this weekly volume imbalance, what is it supposed to do first? For the manipulation phase, you want price to do something first. We have what? We have this imbalance here. Price must always refill imbalance. Remember what I told you. Price rally comes back, refills this imbalance. Price rally comes back, refills this imbalance. Price rally comes back, refills this imbalance. Price rally again is going to do exactly the same thing. Coming back to refill this imbalance before rallying, right? And this is where you want to see because the You might have an opening week like where price open on Monday and it will just start declining, and most people will just start, selling, thinking we are in a bearish week. But that's the first. You thought about the manipulation fees, right? So you don't want to take that first move as your buyer for the whole week. You want to wait for that manipulation fee. So you can manipulate to take out a low. You go to the 1 hour time frame, you can look for any low or lows. There are multiple lows for price to take out. You see, there are lows here for price to take out as the manipulation fee before heading for this volume imbalance on the weekly volume imbalance, right? Okay, so that's my bias for EUR. That's my short-term bias. I want price to head for this weekly volume imbalance. That means since dollar is going to be declining, Euro USD is going to be increasing. But first, we want to see that manipulation phase. It's not just going to start the week and start increasing, right? The week will not just open and it will start increasing just like that. It must give a fake move to the traders who don't really understand the power of three, ICT power of three, right? If you don't understand the power of three, you can refer back to where I taught or any of the video where I talked about that. Daily bias, weekly MD, or the ICT power of three. So that's that for Euro USD. I don't want this live to be actually very long, because these are first live, right? I don't want it to be too long. So I want everybody to enjoy so that you can have that video to join us in our next live. So we're going to GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD is kind of tricky. What we do right now, most traders will call it double top, but most traders will call it liquidity sweep and all of that, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. So I had this buy side liquidity drawn. You can see they are perfect equal highs. I had them drawn for the previous weekly analysis we did. You can see that I had them drawn. I wanted price to take this out. That's our weekly buy side liquidity. I wanted price to take that out. But yes, everything is supposed to be, dollar is going to be declining, right? You want to see GBP USD increase also. And one thing you should know is that you cannot base all your analysis on correlation. Because GBP USD correlates with dollar doesn't mean you should base all your analysis on that. You want to use correlations when you don't have clear reading or when you want extra confluence on the assets you're analyzing. So on GBP USD, this correlation that is happening with other pairs might not work here, right? Because on the weekly time frame, we don't really, apart from this imbalance here, we don't really have any nearby imbalance for price to manipulate into before heading forward higher prices. And if you watch the video where I talking about liquidity and insight on liquidity, you can see the price took out this high, and as it's taking that high, it's not taking that high with impulse, no momentum, right? Telling you that it's likely coming down. And where is it coming down for? In this situation, like situation like this, price doesn't come down for imbalance. It comes down for buy side or sell side liquidity. Sorry, it comes down for sell side liquidity. So if you go to the 1 hour time or 4 hour time, you can see that there are multiple sell side liquidities here. Why am I expecting price to come down for GBP USD? Well, you may argue, but this is a weak zone liquidity, right? I want to see price come down after taking out this weak zone liquidity. Also taking out this previous high, right? Price taking out that previous high, forming a weak zone liquidity. It's telling you that price will stop until it takes out in liquidity. It takes out the sell side liquidity. Now, it can either be this liquidity or it can be this one. We don't know. Anywhere price takes out and gives a reaction for bullish momentum, then that's it. Price might come to take this other sell side liquidity here before rally, because GBP DXY is set to decline this week after reaching out for that volume imbalance. We are supposed to be looking for more declining on GBP USD, right? So if you are looking for more decline on GBP USD, on dollar index, you want to do the same thing. You want to do inverse of what the dollar index is doing on GBP USD, right? So I'm looking for, after this video liquidity, I'm looking for GBP USD to take either of this low, either this one or this one. I can't tell. I'm only aligning the level I want price to reach out to. I don't do zones. I'm only aligning this level that I want price to reach out to. Then it gives me what I want to see and I react. That's just what I want to do. You don't predict. You want price to reach there, you are not predicting. when you start expecting price to react to this zone and rally, that's prediction. Or you start expecting price to react to this zone and rally, that's what prediction. Because you don't know for sure. Price might react to this zone and keep going further and further. Trading is all about probabilities, right? So you want to wait for price to reach out that your certain level, your expectation, then you wait for confirmation. That's the OT, the simple entry module, the Scotch or BOS, whatever you use as a confirmation, right? Before you can react. So this is what I'm expecting for GBP USD. I'm expecting price to tackle any of these low. So mark that this first low, you can write it on your note, is 1.23461, while the second low is 1.22739. So either of those, first you react, you take that out. After taking that out, then you can have, or you might likely have a bullish, or you might have likely have a bullish momentum, like a rally, right? But I'm not sure this rally can take this high, but it will. I don't know what will happen this week, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to take out this as a manipulation phase, then the rest of the week can be bullish, right? Or it can keep going for that. Anyone, just wait for your reaction, wait for your confirmation. That's just it. So we'll go to Nasdaq before BTC. BTC is like the father of all cryptocurrencies. We're going to beat cryptocurrency as the last, right? So on Nasdaq, this is interesting because this is what I trade. You all know this is what I trade. So I'm looking for price reaching out for this weekly buy side liquidity. That's what I'm looking for. I want price to take that out. Price have reached into this volume imbalance and currently consolidating in it. But I want price to take that out, take that weekly buy side liquidity out, right? Then before it does that, what is happening on the daily time frame? What is going to happen at the beginning of this week? That's what you want to check, right? What is likely going to happen at the beginning of this week? So you can see that already price dropped into the daily time frame in SVG, which I told you guys always acts as what reversal. And for this week manipulation phase, we took out this low, then the remaining days was what bullish. And some guys will be like, okay, price is coming down for this other daily SVG because some of these guys who trade ICT who don't really understand the narrative of how these things work. This everyday can stay on field for when price is coming back, or it can be filled. But price have taken sell side liquidity here. You can see all these lows. We had 1, 2 relatively equal lows. You can see them there. Relatively equal lows. Let me zoom it to you very clearly. So we had this low dropping here, while this other low dropped here. That's relatively equal low. So price took that out before rallying. Now, your question will be, okay, what am I expecting price to do for this coming week? Well, simple. What I'm expecting price to do is take out this buy side liquidity. This can act as its own manipulation phase. I don't know why. Because I don't see price coming below this. There's a weak zone liquidity here in check, and once this occur, I keep telling guys, once this weak zone liquidity occur, price doesn't stop until it takes out a certain high of the previous week. So if this weak zone occur and price is opening for this coming week, price must certainly take out a buy side liquidity before it's likely reject. Okay, and you can see all of these zones. I don't know how you want to back it, but all of these zones are liquidity, right? All of these are liquidity. You can see them. All of these zones are liquidity. And I'm expecting price to just take this out before rallying, or it might take that out, right? Rally a bit, then head for the weekly. Head for the weekly buy side liquidity, right? But there'll certainly be a manipulation phase and distribution phase. That I don't know how it's going to occur yet, right? Because we still have an imbalance on field here. Price might choose to take out this buy side liquidity before coming down for this imbalance. I don't know. Why? Why am I looking at that imbalance there? Because on SPX, that's E-mini S&P 500. Yes, ES 500, ES&P, or however I want to call it. There's a imbalance on the volume. There's a very large imbalance on the weekly chart. I'm not going to show you that, but you can go and check that out. Or if you want me to, I don't really trade that, that's why. But if you want me to show you that, I will do that. I'll do that now. Let me do that. US 500. Okay, weekly chart. Okay, so see what I'm talking about. See this weekly chart, and this US 500 and US 100 kind of correlate, right? They correlate. So if price is leaving this weekly imbalance, it's going to take out what the buy side liquidity to come for it. Price will likely come for it again. Yes, I'm expecting price to come for it. I'm expecting, but I want price to take out what this high first, and which is exactly the same thing I do on Nasdaq. Which is exactly the same thing I'm expecting on Nasdaq. I'm expecting Nasdaq to take out what? To take out this high before it either comes for this daily imbalance. But for the coming week that's about to open, I'm expecting rally either Monday or Tuesday or whenever the manipulation is going to end. I'm expecting what a rally before price to come back for this daily imbalance, or might likely keep pushing higher. I don't know. Okay, so that's that for Nasdaq. That's what I'm expecting. So mark that level out. You can write it down. Level 13,226 level on Nasdaq. I'm expecting price to tackle that. Okay, so let's go to BTC. Bitcoin, as you all know. So this coin just keeps pumping. This is now 30,500. This is 30,500 Bitcoin price. And this is the weekly chart. Okay, like I said, on Bitcoin, I'm expecting price to trade into this imbalance. I'm expecting price to trade into this imbalance before I want to see any further reaction on Bitcoin. Why? Because price took out this liquidity with momentum. So you can see that price did not take out this liquidity with consolidation. It took out the momentum, very strong momentum, and these are relative, or rather equal highs. Price took that out. Where is the nearest draw liquidity? Weekly imbalance. So I want to align this weekly imbalance, which is within 31,500 and 33,500. I think so. 33,600. Okay, 31,500 and 33,600. So I likely see this Bitcoin pushing higher to 33,000, or the midpoint of this weekly averaging. The midpoint, which could be around 32,000. I likely see that before Bitcoin might do any retracement or consolidation of any kind. Let's go to the daily chart. So you can use this as your bias and know what to look for when you go to the market, right? So you know that Bitcoin recently took out this liquidity to throw all these moves. So this was Bitcoin taking out this liquidity to sell all of these moves. And if price is likely going to push higher to break this imbalance, you will see price coming to take out liquidity too. Just the same thing. Tapping into an imbalance, you can see this imbalance. If you draw this imbalance to the right, that's price dropping into an imbalance before rallying. That's this what they call the SMC that is called rally drop rally. I think something like that. Something like that. Rally drop rally, something like that. Okay, so that's the same thing I'm expecting here. It's just this is a market, this is a bull run, like not like the main bull run, but I can't really tell, but this is a bull market. This is a bull market. So people argue with me that it's a bull trap and all of this and all of that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an investor. I'm just a trader. I want to look for intraday setups, right? So I want to know where the price is likely heading to, and I see a reaction that can take me and my account that place. Just as simple as that. I'm not here to predict. I'm not a prophet, right? So you can see there's a buy side liquidity here inside this imbalance, inside this weekly imbalance on daily price. There's a buy side liquidity there, which I called out was the midpoint, and that is 32,400. So we might likely see price reaching out for that 32,400. This particular pair, this particular coin is not all that algorithmic. So whatever concept you trade might work very well in it, and this concept might not. Okay, I deal with algorithm coins like algorithm instruments like the Euro USD, the Nasdaq, the E-mini S&P. the dollar index, all of those things are moved by algorithm. Why I say they are moved by algorithm? Because they are programmed to stop at a certain time. But this particular market, the crypto market, is not programmed to stop. This market runs 24/7. It just runs like 24/7. If there's a large fundamental or people accumulating more Bitcoin, it rallies. So I cannot say for sure if this particular crypto market is algorithmic, right? I cannot say for sure. But for the forex market, it's totally algorithm, right? So I never wanted to waste much time. I never wanted to waste much of the time. I want to enjoy the weekend and spend time with the family. I just wanted to enjoy the short video, so you can you'll be happy to join our next live. We don't have much members or much numbers here. Numbers and members are kind of quite different or subscribers, but I believe in God, right? Someday we'll get there. Someday, just a believe. Someday we'll get there. All right. So thank you all for joining. I'm grateful. I'm sorry if there's any inconvenience with the sound. I'm going to make sure I